He slid a few dirty coins across the counter and whispered, "This is all I have." What the Hell's Angel did next made the entire diner fall silent. Asterisk, asterisk, little boy handed him coins. "This is all I have." The Hell's Angel's reaction shocked the waitress. The bell above the diner door jingled softly as the wind pushed it open. It was late evening. Not quite night, but the kind of hour where the sky turns heavy and the world feels tired. Rain had just stopped, leaving the streets wet and reflective, neon signs trembling in puddles outside. The old roadside diner sat alone on the edge of the highway, flickering lights, cracked windows, and a smell of coffee that had soaked into the walls decades ago. Inside, only 4 booths were occupied, a trucker asleep over his pie, an elderly couple sharing 1 cup of soup, 2 college kids whispering over fries. And in the far corner, him, the Hell's Angel. He sat with his back to the wall instinctively, a massive frame wrapped in black leather, grey threaded through his beard, arms thick with scars and ink, stories written in pain and survival. His vest carried the unmistakable patch. Hell's Angels, McTeacher, Waitress, Lily, had noticed him the moment he walked in, not because she was scared. She'd served bikers before, but because of the way the room changed when he entered. Conversations dropped, forks slowed, people looked away. He didn't order much, just coffee. Black. He hadn't touched it yet. His eyes stayed locked on the rain-streaked window, jaw tight, like he was somewhere else entirely. Lily wiped the counter, stealing glances at him. Something about his stillness made her uneasy, not dangerous heavy, like a man carrying more weight than his body should allow. Then the door opened. Again. The bell jingled, and a boy stepped inside. He couldn't have been more than 8, maybe 9. Too thin, too quiet, wearing a hoodie that was 2 sizes too big, sleeves covering his hands. His shoes were soaked, 1 lace missing. He stood there for a second, frozen, like he wasn't sure he was allowed to exist in this space. Lily noticed him immediately. "Hey sweetheart," she said gently. "You okay?" The boy nodded, didn't speak. His eyes scanned the diner, then stopped, on the Hell's Angel. Not with fear, with something else, curiosity, mixed with hope. The boy walked slowly toward the counter and climbed onto a stool. Lily brought him a glass of water without asking. "You hungry?" she asked. The boy hesitated, then nodded again. She smiled. "What do you want, honey?" He swallowed hard. "How much is a burger?" Lily glanced at the menu. $8. The boy looked down at his hands. Slowly, carefully, he reached into his pocket and poured everything he had onto the counter. Coins, pennies, nickels, a couple of dimes. They rolled and clinked softly, spreading out like a sad little treasure. He counted them under his breath. 6, 7. He stopped. The total didn't reach halfway. His shoulders dropped. Lily felt her chest tighten. "That's okay," she said quickly. "I can." But before she could finish, the boy picked up the coins again. He stood, and to everyone's surprise, he walked toward the Hell's Angels table. The diner went quiet. Lily's heart jumped. "Hey," but the boy was already there. He stood beside the massive biker, barely reaching the edge of the table. His hands trembled as he held out the coins. "Sir." The Hell's Angel didn't move, didn't look. The boy swallowed. "Sir, this is all I have." The coins shook in his palms. "I saw you didn't eat, and my mum says big men need food too." A breath caught in the room. The Hell's Angel slowly turned his head. Everyone watched. This was the moment people expected anger, or a growl, or a dismissive wave. Instead, the biker stared at the coins, then at the boy, and something broke behind his eyes. Not rage, not annoyance, pain, deep, ancient pain. He reached out slowly, so the boy wouldn't flinch, and pushed the coins back toward him. "No, kid," he said quietly. His voice was gravel and smoke. "That's yours." The boy shook his head. "I don't mind. I already ate yesterday." That sentence hit harder than any punch the biker had ever taken. The Hell's Angel leaned back, exhaling sharply through his nose. Lily watched his hands clench into fists. Then, something unexpected happened. The biker stood up. He towered over the boy, the room holding its breath. Then he reached into his vest, pulled out a worn leather wallet, and slammed it on the table. "Waitress." Lily jumped. "Why, yes. Bring this kid the biggest meal you've got." He slid a stack of bills across the table. "And bring everyone else another round." "On me." Gasps rippled through the diner. Lily blinked. "Sir, are you sure?" The biker looked down at the boy again. I'm damn sure. The boy stared up at him, eyes wide. But my coins. The biker crouched, actually crouched, lowering himself so they were eye level. Listen to me, he said softly. You don't give your last to strangers. The boy frowned. But you looked sad. That did it. The biker's jaw trembled. He turned his face away for a second, swallowing something heavy. When he looked back, his eyes were wet. What's your name, kid? Eli. Eli, the biker repeated. You ever heard of Hell's Angels? The boy nodded slowly. On TV, they say you're bad. A faint smile tugged at the biker's mouth. They say a lot of things. The food arrived quickly, a towering burger, fries piled high, a milkshake. Eli stared like it was a miracle. Lily set it down, hands shaking slightly. Eat, she said gently. Eli hesitated, then looked at the biker. Can you eat with me? The diner froze again. The Hell's Angels stared at the empty coffee in front of him, then nodded. Yeah, kid, I can do that. They ate together, a biker with blood on his past, a boy with hunger in his present. Between bites, Eli talked about his mom working nights, about their apartment with no heat, about how he collected bottles after school. The biker listened, didn't interrupt, didn't judge. Each word carved something deeper into him. Finally, when the plates were empty, Eli pushed the last fry toward the biker. For you. The biker laughed, a rough sound that surprised even him. Kid, you're something else. When it was time to go, the biker stood. He knelt again and held out his hand. Inside it was a folded bill. Take this. Eli shook his head. I can't. Yes, you can, the biker said. And you will why? The biker looked around the diner. At the waitress wiping tears, at strangers pretending not to watch, then back at the boy. Because once, a long time ago, someone handed me something when I had not in. He paused, and it saved my life. Eli slowly took the bill. Thank you. The biker reached out and gently ruffled his hair. You grow strong. Eli, world needs kids like you. As the boy left with Lily calling after him to come back any time, the Hell's Angel sat back down. The diner buzzed again, whispers. Oh, disbelief. Lily approached cautiously. I didn't expect that, she admitted. The biker smirked faintly. Most people don't. He stood, adjusted his vest, and headed for the door. Before leaving, he turned back. Hey waitress. Yes, tell that kid, if he ever needs help. He tapped the Hell's Angels patch on his back. Family ain't always blood. And with that, he walked out into the wet night. The bell jingled, and the diner would never forget the night. A little boy handed over his last coins, and reminded a Hell's Angel what being human meant. Asterisk, asterisk, if this story touched your heart, subscribe to our channel, Bikers Hype. Like this video, and share it with your friends who believe real strength comes from compassion. And if you love Hell's Angels, share this video right now, and help us complete our 1000 subscribers target. Now prove your love. Comment your name below, and be part of the Bikers Hype family.